all of the wives, including Robin, are just better people than
cheers
Kody.
To that. Let's make a prediction right now. And don't spoil this if this hasn't come out yet. Or should have come out by now.
What?
Who do you think's going to win Great British Bake Off out of the three? I'm so mad Tasha's gone.
I'm so mad about Tasha being eliminated. I think it's going to be Josh.
I feel like it might be Maddie. Maddie's had the underdog arc. Yeah.
I feel like Paul has such a fascination with people being consistently organized, though, and Josh is like so meticulous, you know?
Josh has been... Dan also, though...
Dan has been very inconsistent.
I will say, though, the Great British Bake Off, or the Great Baking Show, what is it called? It has a different name, doesn't it?
The actual name of it is Great British Bake Off, but apparently that's copyrighted or something.
Yeah.
In the United States already, so they call it the Great British Baking Show.
Oh, okay.
For the United States, and then it's GBBO.
I feel like that's like one of the contestant shows that they do such a good job of like looking at the whole season.
True.
But also they do a really good job of like who showed up on that day too.
Yeah. They like honor both equally.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling it's gonna be Josh.
Okay, my money's on Maddie.
Okay.
Maddie or Dan. Honestly, anyone but Josh. Not that I don't like Josh, but just to be the
My God.
Just to be
contrary.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
So anyways, is this the episode?
This is the episode. I'm so excited.
This is not the episode because I think we're still gonna get a main channel, correct?
Yeah.
But like,
we're going to get a main channel episode
but what are we
talking about the intricacies of Sister Wives. But today we're doing almost like a sort of H3 podcast PowerPoint presentation situation where I'm going to info dump on you.
I love that. Dump on me.
About Sister Wives because we were blessed to have Aaron on stream with us last week.
God, that was so much fun.
And I loved it. I had so much fun.
Yes.
And it was really funny to see you sort of like grappling with like all of this information because it's a very complex family system.
I came in, because I didn't watch the second to last episode of the season, I think, or whatever.
Yeah.
The last episode where they're sitting there at the park bench.
Yeah.
It was just, wild. What a blast.
Wild
what a ride.
time.
I felt like I was riding a roller coaster.
I know. We're talking about Sister Wives today because I'm going to try to catch you up on at least what I know. I'm mostly going to focus on season 18. For those of you who don't know, by the way, I stream every Friday and lately
oh my God, it's so much fun.
We've been watching Sister Wives.
Seriously, shout out. Did the Discord pick that or was that Patreon?
Both.
Discord. God.
The best.
You guys picked
You guys are really good at picking shows for us.
You just pick what we're streaming from now on because I think that you have a better beat than we do.
They're definitely gonna. So yeah, also keep your eyeballs open once we finish Sister Wives for the polls because those are gonna go up on Discord and Patreon.
Yeah, what are we watching next? I wonder.
Basically anything that we haven't watched
yet. I know. I feel like Love is Blind is probably right around the corner at this point.
I do know that Love is Blind is coming out around Valentine's Day. So
oh, it always does.
Yeah.
Busy season.
Rude.
But anyways, in the meantime, in the interim.
Yes, we're talking about Sister Wives today, and I have some stuff for you. I have some like key moments from the season.
Yeah.
I do want to be clear though, we're not recapping too much of what's happened from like season 1 to season 17 because there's just so much.
It is crazy how much
yes. Also, I'm not even an expert on it because I have had one of our, a couple of our Discord members and patrons info dump on me about those seasons so that I could be up to date enough to watch season 18.
I feel like I always learn so much when you're on stream. Like everyone knows so fucking much.
The intricacies of this family are wild because there's just so many of them too. There's 18 children, there's 4 wives, and there's Kody. Obviously.
Yeah.
So to start with.
Yeah, what is the beginning even? Or I used to think polygamy and polyamory were the same thing growing up.
And they're not.
I think because of this show.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I felt like they were just the same poly word, but they're not.
The other thing that I love about this too is that we've had a lot of conversations about that on stream.
Yeah.
Of like the differences between polygamy and polyamory. So I also want to get your opinion on that later. So one of the things that came up in the episode that we were watching was about Janelle and her kids.
Okay.
And I think you have like sort of a Cliff Notes explanation of what's going on here. But to give you a brief summary, basically during, I think it was season 16 and 17.
Okay.
The family was filmed during quarantine during 2020.
Oh, yes.
And Kody, first of all, is an anti-vaxxer. He refuses to get vaccinated.
Surprise.
Yeah, fucking red flag. And so he had all of this anxiety about COVID. And I mean, which, we all did, to be fair.
Yeah.
But he funneled that into being a very controlling and restrictive person about his family's activities and behaviors, right?
Seems like he likes doing that already.
Yeah. Very much he gave himself a write-off to be very controlling and like authoritarian about his family members. So, sorry, let me back up. Important subtext here is that obviously Kody is the only husband in this equation, and there's 4 sister wives. All of the sister wives live separately. At one point, they did live in one house, but apparently it was awful. And
was that
then
on the show?
I think so.
Was that, if that's a season on the show, I want to watch that one because I can only imagine.
Season 1 was Robin entering the family.
Okay.
So from the beginning, we've seen all 4 of the wives, basically.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so family decided to go public when Kody started to court and marry Robin. I don't know, to like spread the gospel of polygamy, basically, and like to talk about like their sort of belief that like love shouldn't divide and like
polygamy,
blah, blah, blah.
Is it like a subsect of some religion? Or like, so, they're Christian? No,
sort of.
Like
the background for a lot of the wives is in FLDS, which is like the fundamentalist Mormon church.
Yeah. Also, Latter-day Saints.
Latter-day meaning like sort of post-apocalyptic. I had no idea. Our stream educated us about that too.
It's been right in front of our face this whole time.
We didn't notice. Yeah, isn't that wild? But yeah, so a lot of the wives have a background in FLDS, which is commonly associated with polygamy and all of that kind of stuff. I think that's why, like Christine, for example, Christine was the 3rd wife. Christine came from a family that was considered polygamous royalty. Yeah. Janelle was the 2nd wife. Okay. Janelle is the woman.
Trying to keep them all.
I know. Janelle is the woman who hasn't left quite yet, but she's like separated. And she's still living in Flagstaff.
The one we saw at the park bench. She has the B&B?
No, that's Mary.
Okay, Mary. Oh, yes, Mary, of course.
Mary's the one with like straight hair.
Yes, I know.
Janelle has like really, really blonde, almost white hair that's like.
I don't think I saw Janelle a lot in the little bit I watched.
Fair.
But yeah, so I definitely know Mary.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, and she's got.
Mary is the one who lives most of the time in Utah in the B&B.
Okay.
Her mom owned the B&B and her mom died, and so now Mary sort of takes.
What did they call it before it was a B&B? Oh, bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
Not an Airbnb.
I do that all the time on stream where I have to stop myself from saying Airbnb. I know.
I was like, wow, why is she just always living at a B&B?
Very much children of the internet. I know.
Brain is mush. Continue. See? Okay, go on.
Yeah, so Mary is the 1st wife.
Okay.
Mary and Kody got married.
Like 30 years ago, wasn't it? Something crazy.
Like 32, 35 years ago.
That's older than we're alive.
Correct. Yeah, they've been married for a very long time. He was her 1st wife, and supposedly they were very in love in those early years.
The pictures they see of them, both when they're younger, they showed look very like they look.
Yeah.
I mean, pictures.
Kody was like supposedly very attentive, very loving, like all of that kind of stuff.
And then polygamy happened.
Kind of. So the story on the show is that the first 3 wives, obviously they had problems. There was like, very much cracks in the foundation. Yeah. But the wives had an easier time kind of getting along with one another because they were pretty well versed in like what the expectations are of sister wives in a plural family. Yeah. Kody was still not particularly equal with his time or attention.
Doesn't sound like he's ever been very good at that.
Especially Mary, because Mary has struggled with infertility for a really long time. Yeah. And Mary has 1 child.
Yeah, I heard that come up in the...
But all of the other wives have multiple children, obviously. Yeah. And so Mary has gotten the short end of the stick from the beginning, from my understanding. Sad. Yeah, because Kody will basically say, like, you have less kids, and so therefore you need less of my time. Which is so fucked up.
That's not how that works
like,
at all.
On a practical level, I can understand that, like, when you have, like, 8 kids, it's hard to manage the details of, like, an 8-child household. Yeah. But also, like, you shouldn't be telling one of your wives in this arrangement that, like, first of all, you are the one who set up this arrangement, right? Of, like, I want to be the husband in a plural family. Yeah. That, like, oh, I just don't have the time to devote to you or, like, to care about our relationship. Like, what? You set up this dynamic, sir.
Is that the wife you wanted to put in a garage?
Yeah, that's Mary was the one. Or no, that was Janelle, actually, that he wanted to put in the barn dominium.
Yeah, the barn
dominium. No, that was Mary. No, it was Mary.
Mary?
Yeah, it was Mary. Right. Yeah. So I want to show you this clip about Janelle and her sons because the big kerfuffle that happened this season was between Janelle and Kody regarding his COVID protocols. Okay. Because remember,
I've heard a little bit about this. Yes,
he's an anti-vaxxer, and so him and Robin quarantined together, which was also controversial because there's a lot of accusations of favoritism. Yeah. That like he spends more time at Robin's house, he cares more about Robin's kids, he just like generally speaking loves Robin more. Yeah. So them quarantining together was already kind of controversial, but then because Janelle's older children, Gabe and Garrison, were working during 2020. They were leaving the house. They had like,
of course.
I don't know if it was like retail jobs, but like jobs they had to leave the house for.
Yeah, go out, be out and about.
And Kody really did not like that. Yeah. He tried to tell Janelle, like, tell them they're not allowed to do that. And she was like,
but he's not even living with them?
No, exactly.
The more I watched the show and I just kept thinking, like, this is, like, if you had told me this is a situation where 4 women who were friends all wanted to raise a family together, but they needed a sperm donor, and they, like, adopted the sperm donor like a pet.
Oh, my God. Literally.
But then, like, the sperm donor is really fucking annoying, and then, like, now wants
became
control of... Yeah. Like, it's such an odd...
That is such a perfect way to describe Kody's role in the family, because he really is not a very engaged parent.
He seems like just irritated by everything.
Yes.
Like them existing.
Yes. Well, and that's the thing, is that he's very resentful of their needs, like of his children needing him or wanting attention and love from him. But you are the one who engaged in this. Like, he's, in theory, in this community, right? He's the one with the power. Yes. He's the one who's the breadwinner and the head of household and all this stuff. So, like, if you didn't want to be divided by this many pairs of, or sets of wants and needs, then, like, why did you have this many kids? Why did you have this many wives?
Because also my question is, too, you would think this was, like, the societal, like, popular thing to be.
Yeah.
But
like, he was like being pressured into this.
Yes. Yeah. Like, this is the thing, like, you have to do this. Like, no one at any point.
He chose this.
Yeah.
Because also, I don't think he grew up in a plural family either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes it even crazier.
I know.
So he chose every step.
Polygamy. Yes.
It's not like he was thrust into this life.
But it is still very much like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Yeah, like the whole time it just seemed like he's like, oh, goddamn, I have to talk to another one of my wives.
Yeah.
Like,
especially the way that he treats Mary is so dismissive, and like she is a fly. Like, she's a bothersome gnat that he just can't seem to get rid of.
It really feels like
crazy
when like straight people get married and they're like, well, you know, like the old ball and chain.
Yes,
but then like, why do you continue to get more ball and chains?
Exactly.
Like in your own.
It's so confusing. I know.
I don't understand.
It's so confusing. So I want to play you this clip.
Yes, please.
My phone is busy right now, so.
What do you mean it's busy? Oh, your phone is busy right now. Update for the timeline. How's recovery going?
It hurts.
Yeah.
I have a wound that's pretty gross. I'm planning on making a full episode.
Oh, are you?
Where we talk about, or I would like to anyways, about recovery from start to finish, because we're not even done yet.
I know.
So
hang in there. You've been really brave.
Thank you.
I've been really brave too.
You have been.
I've never thought, you're like my old Victorian World War II child, World War I child with a
wayfish Victorian child that's poorly.
Yeah.
Okay, let me play this clip.
Can I hold it and watch?
Yes, just hold on 1 second.
We're not going to show any video. So because this is a podcast, we'll just keep just audio. That way we don't have to worry about puppy B-roll or anything.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So this is a series of clips. It's pretty long. In order for you to like really understand the full context of Janelle and Kody's relationship, you should watch this. So just like pause whenever you want to. There's 6 clips in total, but they're TikTok.
I'm sure it'll take us 45 minutes to get through this.
Yeah.
So you're taking that to the B&B?
Yeah, I bought a small one for the apartment.
How big is the B&B?
It's just a house.
All right, pause.
Hunter gets...
Really quick, just for context.
Janelle
is talking about Christmas. That Janelle and Christine...
Oh, they got a house for the... Yeah.
They got an Airbnb.
Yeah, they got an Airbnb for Christmas.
And this is not Mary's B&B.
Yeah, I got it. Because I remember...
Just so that we're all on the same page.
Actually, I listened to this.
Hunter gets here Monday, and then he's just going to stay at the apartment.
Here? Mm-hmm. He's going to stay here?
Sleep on our mattress or something.
This whole house thing that they're doing... I don't know, as much as it's probably my fault, it's like a knife right through my heart. This Christmas tree, it's like the complete degradation of our family unit. I'm trying to hide this. I'm just over.
Is that not the most...
in the corner?
I know. Is that not the most dramatic take?
Degradation. That's okay, man. Go off. Be mad. Okay, go on.
Overwhelmed by it. And I feel the adrenaline rushing into me. It's just absolutely heartbreaking to me. Hunter's coming Monday, and he's just staying here. When are you getting the...
Starts on the 20th.
Are you getting the B&B? The short-term rental?
Yeah, Christine and I sharing it. Because Christine's coming after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Because she said, Isabel, I truly want to see you.
Yeah.
But And the boys were asking if you thought you would come over, and I said I wasn't optimistic.
No, I'm not coming over. It's I have a house, I have a place where we would have Christmas.
But you put stipulations on it.
No, Janelle.
You put stipulations on it, Kody.
All I want to do is talk to them.
You told me.
No. You can ride that all you want.
Okay, you know what? You keep flipping it on me.
I corrected that completely.
No, you did. Well, too late. I'd already told them.
How was that too late?
I already told them that unless they apologized, that they weren't going to be able to come to Christmas.
Correct it?
So what kind of conversation could happen without my boys issuing an apology to make it safe for them to get together to have a conversation? The mechanics are the same. See, you always,
You're not representing very well for me.
Put
Stop
this back.
representing for me.
Well, then you call them, Kody, because you always put it back on me.
That phone goes both ways, and I've been available to talk to them.
Just side note, that is the most boomer thing.
The worst.
That phone goes both ways.
I hate that. Are you tracking so far? Are you understanding what's happening?
Yeah. So he basically he had rules set in place.
Yeah.
They didn't want to follow the rule, or they didn't want to abide by his probably over the top rules.
Well, he said that them having jobs working outside the house was not abiding by his rules.
Yeah, and so they said, okay, fine, we're not going to deal with it then, and they got their own place for Christmas.
Well, okay, so this happened before.
Okay.
So Janelle's older children, Gabe and Garrison, are estranged from Kody at this point because during the pandemic, like during 2020 anyways, like the quarantine period, they had jobs where they had to work out of the house and they didn't quit those jobs.
He's still mad about this.
Yes. So they've been estranged this entire time. And now it's Christmas time. Everybody's supposed to get together for Christmas.
Yep.
No. They are frustrated that he has like not reached out to them or like rectified this situation whatsoever, because he told Janelle initially, if your kids, not our kids, but your kids are going to work out of the house and all of this stuff, then I'm not talking to them. Like they're not welcome over to my house and blah, 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 whatever, which is fucked up. But then also he told Janelle, you need to kick them out. You need to kick them out of your house. They shouldn't be allowed to live with you. I'm not coming over to see you if they're living there because they're violating my COVID rules. And she was like, obviously fucking no. Those are our children. And I'm not going to turn them out to make them homeless like at all, but especially during a global pandemic. And so all this time has passed where he said, I am not open to talking to Gabe or Garrison unless they apologize to me. And Janelle's like, that's wild because they didn't do anything to you. Like you did this to them.
Yeah.
And so then Kody said, okay, well, it's not that they have to apologize to me. I just want to have a conversation with them. And Janelle has tried to relay this information to her kids because, mind you, Kody hasn't directly communicated this. He tells this to Janelle, whose job then is to relay it to her kids.
Yeah.
Yes. He, for some reason, he's allergic to using his phone to contact his own children. And so Janelle is like fed up at this point because he's all upset. And Robin, especially at this point, was throwing a tantrum about how, you know, family Christmas is not the same and it's the degradation of our family unit. And she's like, what are you talking about? This is your fault. Like you
Anytime
did this.
Anytime he gets called on that, or he gets like that whole scene when he's like, she's like, I'm not assassin or like saying anything. I'm just saying it's stuff that you've done to me in the past. And he's like, I can't believe you would bring that up.
You're assassinating me.
It just feels like always, and also too, it's like the thing of like they don't come to him.
Yes.
Or like grovel and big and
exactly. And that's what Janelle's calling attention to when she said that the mechanics are the same. That like it doesn't matter whether he's demanding that the boys apologize to him or have a conversation with him. The mechanics are the same, and the truth is that the boys are not going to apologize for something that they didn't do wrong. And Kody's like digging his heels in, but then also complaining about how our family's falling
Christmas
apart.
Is ruined.
And like it's your fault, sir. What are you talking about?
Mad at your own design.
Yes.
Talk to them.
You know, it still surprises me that Kody feels like it's my responsibility to facilitate this relationship between he and my children. He's a parent as much as I am.
Go off.
It's all this stuff. You're always flipping it back on me.
It's because it belongs on you, Janelle.
No, it does not. Why does it belong on me? Why does it belong on me?
No
because
answer.
You didn't support my stand when it came to actually doing the COVID stuff.
Kody, I was protecting my children, and you have said, choose your loyalties or you're not going to have a husband. So I'm supposed to choose between you and our children? That's what you basically said.
All you have to do is support what I'm doing. Do you understand that parents are supposed to make a united front?
Yeah. Basically, he told her, choose your loyalties. It's them or me. Hello?
I'm glad she calls it out, though, and like so black. She does such a...
Janelle's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, there's several clips.
Yeah, do you want me to just keep watching them? Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm now being accused of everything he just accused Christine of and a lot of what he accused Mary of.
Janelle,
you keep acting like this.
Is this like a recurring theme where he blames similar things, or like it seems like the same problems keep arising?
Yes, we'll talk about that after you finish these clips.
This is my fault.
Rules.
You did not give us any rules.
Every day we talked about what they were.
No, you didn't give us the list until November.
The list was nothing. We were already talking about it and everybody was denying it anyway. Listen, I'm tired of being gaslit by you.
You are gaslighting me. This like all.
He said, "I've been on the internet."
Literally.
This is you saying, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to make it your fault.
So listen, you really need to stop throwing me under the bus, okay?
Okay, you know what? Then you stop throwing me. You act like this is my fault. You have somehow set me up as like the Teflon queen. Isn't that what you said?
Yes, because you won't take responsibility for your own actions.
Yeah, he name called her.
I sat at home. I did what I was supposed to do, but it wasn't ever good enough for you.
This is all I need.
You wanted me to kick the boys out.
This is all I need, is to not sit here and pretend that at Christmas time nothing's wrong.
You act like this is not your fault.
Do you want this relationship between
I don't know,
to work?
do you? Because when you say choose your loyalties, choose between me and your children.
Now you are literally gaslighting. I was only asking everybody to obey the rules of our home.
I agreed to the CDC rules.
Also, don't they not even live together?
Correct. So apparently Janelle has to obey the rules that Kody and Robin set. Huh?
Oh, so much for the United Front.
Exactly.
You had more. And it was never good enough, Kody. I wasn't going to turn my boys out in the middle of a pandemic.
They chose to have their social lives. You keep circumventing the culpability here, and you keep wanting to put it on me, and you are wrong. No,
listen.
Dead wrong.
This goes beyond you saying, well, we're an alcoholic family and we're shoving everything. Kody, it goes beyond that. COVID, you got COVID, and now all of a sudden there's this new rule that the family can't get together.
What new rule?
The boys have to mea culpa and say they're sorry.
Janelle, I corrected that and you know.
Have to what?
Mea culpa.
So stop using that one. Because you're hanging your hat on that one.
Because you yelled at me for many, many times. You yelled at me. 2 times we had a conversation.
I'm not allowed to be angry over this entire experience.
And I'm not allowed
The lack of loyalty, the lack of trust, the lies, the gaslighting.
You're gaslighting me, Kody.
I am not.
Yes, you are.
You know what I'm doing? I'm trying to make you actually be responsible in a relationship.
What have I done? What have I done?
I'm not talking about the rules that I made for Christmas time, because that was necessary, because nobody was really being honest about what they were doing anyway.
But you and Robin are the paragons of honesty and perfection.
I know. Okay, here, we can skip forward to the good part.
Oh my God. There's so much to take in.
I know. This is the main meat and potatoes of this situation.
All right, give me the meat.
There's a problem in the family, a problem that needs to be solved, and everything's too hot now, and everybody thinks that I'm the bad guy. And so, I don't expect to see anybody at Christmas time. I don't expect to see you. You have cheated me out of my contact with my family.
It is not my fault. You asked them. You asked them, Kody. I have not done anything. You ask them who they blame.
Well, they blame me because you do.
I do not. I
saw you right there.
He is so annoying.
Oh my goodness.
He seems like the most annoying person to argue with on the face of the planet.
I know people make fun of me for keeping my mouth open, but like it's so hard.
Oh, I
watching
know.
It,
I know.
Genuinely disbelief.
He's wild.
Saw you right there. Mock my rules.
Well, and I've seen you call me all kinds of names.
What? That you're lazy about the rules? That you won't accept accountability?
Kody, in the very beginning,
you make this excuse forever. But
shut your mouth and let me talk to you for a minute.
No.
You won't. You keep cutting me off.
No.
You keep cutting me off.
There is no interest in understanding each other here. There is no interest in understanding. There is only a bitterness that has no place. I don't expect you to back me up anymore.
Hold on, my favorite. This episode, you didn't see any of this, but this episode, he's like fixated on drinking hot water because it's cold outside. So my favorite is that when he first gets over to Janelle's house, he's like, oh, can I boil some water? And like boil some water. He just drinks hot water. He does it at the restaurant too. He goes to a Mexican restaurant with Christine and it's like cold water, as if that's not a standard.
Is it like keep it?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because he's cold or like what his problem is, but I love that he got up in the middle of their argument and was like, I need my boiled water.
And then pours it aggressively.
I know. I know.
I'm not going to ask for it. I don't expect you to try and help us co-parent the kids. That's leadership do we have.
This is not only me, Kody. Don't you dare point your finger at me.
I've been here day long, in and out, for all these years, without your support, while you were deciding what you were doing without consulting me.
You know what? Let me tell you what. No. You stay
I'm
and
done
talk.
listening to you.
You stay and talk.
No. I'm not going to, because you're not listening.
You're not listening to me.
And I'm not going to.
Okay, so we're done.
Goodbye.
You.
Goodbye. Like,
Shut it off.
Like, what was that? Him being like, no.
I have never seen someone get so mad at their own design.
Mm-hmm. Kody's a wild ass person. Yeah. Okay, so initial thoughts about this whole situation.
Well, it sounds pretty clear. It also sounds like he's just like so absent in everyone's, like, how is he apparently absent in everyone's life?
Uh-huh.
Also, if I was Robin, I would be like, is this just like my future? Is Robin still around?
Yes, Robin is the only one that he's married to.
No, I know, still, like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's no way that lasts either, right?
People speculate that Robin probably doesn't like Kody all that much either.
My impression is she definitely joined for
but that she knows how to like work him, and so she's just sort of like biding her time while her kids are small, because Robin is the only one who has little kids still.
Yeah, that's the thing too. The financial entanglement. I feel so bad for these women.
Yeah, Janelle talks a lot about how she has like very serious financial concerns after essentially leaving Kody because all of her finances are like tied up in their like mutual affairs.
That sucks so hard. I know. And then who's the one who took the divorce? Or Christine? Yeah.
Oh, Mary. Mary got legally divorced. Yeah, because she was the first wife, and then she got legally divorced from Kody so that Kody could legally marry Robin, and adopt her kids that she had from a previous marriage.
I cannot believe he just like got mad at her
just blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also just because she was calling him out on his own set of rules.
Yes, because he's so hypocritical.
That really is like what it comes off as, like through everything.
I know. So yeah, you asked me a question earlier about the dynamic. I can't remember exactly what it was. I was like, we'll talk about it at the end.
The family dynamic, or
you were like, oh, has this been happening? It was your question.
It doesn't mean I remember it. I say a lot of things.
I know. Hold on, I'm trying to think. Yeah, you were like, has this been like a running theme?
I don't remember still, but continue going. If you have it, go on.
Okay. Yeah, so this is very much a running theme in the show, which is that it seems like Kody, a lot of the speculation is that Kody did love his other wives, like the first three, but when he met Robin, it was very much like finding a soulmate kind of a thing. And so a lot of the speculation now is that Kody has been trying to find ways to sort of pinpoint his wives as being the reason that their marriages failed.
Oh, it feels like
so that
I can
he
get
can
you,
sort of like, I'm trying to push you away so that you'll leave so that I can just be with Robin.
Yeah.
Much to Robin's chagrin, actually. She really is not a fan of that. I think Robin,
clearly.
I mean, we talked about this on the stream that I think Robin really idealized having sister wives and having this built-in family and community, and like was really longing for like essentially female friendship.
Yeah. I'd be curious what her upbringing looked like.
But especially that she seems to enjoy being like chosen as the favorite wife.
Oh, we talked about that.
But she doesn't want to be the only wife.
No, yeah. Like I want to be the favorite, but not like because I'm the only one left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially how she clings on to Mary. She seems like she's really uncomfortable.
I feel like the breakup was more uncomfortable for her than it was for Kody.
Yes,
and
they literally
Mary.
Had to break it to her like a little kid, like mom and dad are getting divorced.
No, honestly. That's such a weird dynamic to watch.
I know. It's bizarre. Yeah. But especially because like the writing on the wall is that like, I mean, Christine already left, right? Yeah. And then Janelle is like, for all intents and purposes, divorced. Yeah. She's separated. At least as far as we've gotten in season 18, she's separated from Kody, but not like officially made the decision to like spiritually divorce him.
Yeah.
And then Mary.
Spiritually divorced, yeah.
Mary is like straight up done. She's kind of acknowledged that at this point. But it really does seem like Kody's MO is to sort of create this environment that's like impossible for his wives to succeed in.
Yeah.
And then be like, you're a bad sister wife, or like you're also, not doing the right things.
Especially with they're straddled with and they're all his biological kids, or
except for Robin's 2 oldest children, I think, who are from a previous marriage.
All the rest of them are his bio kids.
Yeah.
Wow, that is absolutely. What does he do for a living that he's able to afford?
I don't remember. He talked about it on the early part of the show. There's like some shady dealings happening there, apparently. I'm not really 100%
Can someone in the
certain.
comments let me know what he does for a living? Because that's just...
The theory, too, is that the family bank account, because they do have a shared family bank account. I know.
That's the part that scares me the most, especially when they leave. Like,
yeah, well, the theory is that that's also why Robin doesn't want the other wives to leave, is because they are much better off having input from 4 wives than from 1.
Yeah.
Especially Mary, I guess, is like the most financially well off out of everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that because she did real estate or something, right? Or
I think so. I'm not really sure.
I can't remember.
She owns the B&B too, so that helps. She has like her own actual business. Yeah.
Because they were talking about, wasn't there a conversation about polygamy and being able to have legally binding more than 1 marriages?
Yeah.
Is that a thing that's...
No, that's illegal everywhere.
No,
still.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But it is a topic of conversation because polyamorous people, like polyamorous people are all varied and different and complex, and some polyamorous people have like spoken about wanting to be able to be legally married to multiple partners, which like I could see.
I wonder from a legal standpoint though how that would work. Because then does that put because if you're all are you all 3 entering into a legally binding agreement, or is that between the 2? Then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that's also the sticky part of polygamy is the legal entanglement.
Yeah.
Because then it sort of blurs the lines too of like, if you, me, and a third person are all legally married and we had children, then like if you and I have a biological child and you and someone else have a biological child, am I still a legal guardian of that child? Are you
responsible for
or
them?
like, what happens then if like, there's like a dissolution of the relationship, but there's not like formal custody agreements? Like, how do we navigate that? Like, that's all very confusing.
It's like, I can imagine an idealized world, but like also if there's a divorce, are you getting a third then, or are you taking half of?
No, exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and if you have like a primary partner, like there's no way to legally designate who's like primary or secondary or whatever.
Those thorough like wills and prenups and
so that seems kind of messy. I think it's an interesting conversation, and it does kind of highlight some of the differences between polygamy and polyamory too.
Definitely.
I wanted to get your take too about like the polygamy versus polyamory thing, because we've talked a lot on the streams about how like the power differential is very different, right? Because people speculate that Janelle in particular is like probably actually a polyamorous person like through and through.
Oh, okay.
But just doesn't like realize that about herself, maybe because like polygamy, especially in like that culture, polygamy is just sort of like the thing, right? Like there's no separation between polyamory and polygamy.
Because clearly these people can come to terms with the idea of loving more than 1 person.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Which seems to be like the hang up, I feel like, for a lot of the...
Yeah.
Like when people are like, oh, I can't imagine loving more than 1 person, but like you do it all the time.
Literally, people do that all the time. The thing that's weird about their situation though is that Kody, I think, started as being an okay partner in like the plural sense, but that very quickly devolved because he's so selfish.
I feel like that's the hard part too, or at least for me too, to like, wow, this is awful and trash, and like I can't like because like I can't imagine the 30 years.
I know. How did she marry him for that long?
Marries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what was going on there?
Like that can't be because you were saying it's like basically the last like 7 years had been tumultuous, or
so there was also a situation with Mary where she essentially had like an affair, like the catfish thing.
Oh, the catfish thing,
she got catfished by someone.
If she had not gotten catfished and it was like a legit merit or like thing, would that have been okay then?
Oh no.
Oh, so it's still wrong.
The wives can't have relationships. Cody can though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the wives can't have relationship. Well, they would never, but like have relation with each other or okay.
Nope. Yeah. That's not allowed. Which is also like, that's one of the things we talked about on the stream as being like a very obvious differentiator between polyamory and polygamy, which is that in polyamorous relationships, everybody maintains their autonomy, right?
I've met people who do the thing where they say like, oh, we're polyamorous, but like either the like, oh, we only play together.
I know, the package deal thing, or the
I can date women, my wife can date women.
Yeah.
But
she can't date men. Yeah.
Which just feels like
yucky.
Not actually.
Yeah.
Because to me, polyamory is like autonomy.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly. Like to me, polyamory is like getting off the relationship escalator and like unlearning this idea that relationships have to be like legitimate enough to matter.
And kind of removing ownership from the relationship, like the like patriarchal.
Replacing the center of our focus in our relationship on our own autonomy and like, you know, shared experiences and like being in relationships so much as it is like feasible and like life-giving for both of us, you know?
Also not out of a sense of obligation.
No, exactly.
Yeah, so I just always, that's just interesting. It just feels like such a, also to me, it just feels like such a backwards, one-sided, like, arrangement.
Because it is. Because
but like also Kody then is not happy about this arrangement, and then these women, I guess in theory they would have community within each other.
Well, and that's the thing that's really sticky about the whole situation here is that they, in theory, are supposed to be really close. Sister wives are supposed to be really close with one another. And Janelle and Christine are very close. They have like a pretty serious bond between the two of them, especially because in the early years they co-parented their kids together.
That's what I'm saying. It just really feels like the best friend shit, or like
like the platonic soulmate thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is that because Mary struggled with infertility, she didn't co-parent her kids really with Janelle and Christine because she only had one child.
Yeah.
Mary really got like the fucking shit end of the stick here. She got like stuck on the outside for everything.
The longest.
Yes.
Yeah.
But especially when Robin joined the family, it was kind of an upset in their dynamic because they started to notice the favoritism pretty quickly. Like even in the courting phase, apparently, when Kody was still courting Robin.
Yeah. This man doesn't need to be courting anyone. He doesn't even have enough spoons to take care of his own family.
Yes. But there were like things that he started to allow, like the earrings thing that I told you about.
This. Yeah, we kept making
Yes, the first 3 wives were not allowed to wear earrings. That was their family standard. But then Robin shows up and wants to wear earrings, and all of a sudden we can wear earrings now.
Yeah.
There was also a moment with the wedding dress stuff where Kody had never gone wedding dress shopping with any of the other wives. He never really cared about it, but he went with Robin, and it was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
He like made a big deal about it, and like it was all very special.
That was on TV on the show too, right?
Yeah. And so people's feelings were really hurt because he just has such a double standard when it comes to Robin about like his time and attention, and like even rules that like previously were a hard line are just like not now.
Do you think their relationship would be functioning better if Robin hadn't entered the picture? Or do you also think that the show pushed them to do like the wedding dress shopping thing? Did they record that, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you think that was pushed by the producers of the show to like...
Probably, yeah.
So I wonder,
But I think the thing that's hard though is that it's clear pre-Robin, the family still had cracks in the foundation.
Of course.
Right? Kody is still very a selfish person.
Yeah. I don't think this Kody can be much different. If not, he's probably worse.
Yeah,
now,
definitely worse now. But they talk about how their relationship was not perfect, but it was like functional at least.
Yeah.
And I think Robin and the show served as a catalyst for like outing the worst parts of Kody.
Oh, like really highlighting it too, especially when it's like watched back on TV. Oh yeah, because there's that section of him reacting to the. What was that on?
I think it's one of the tell-alls. I don't know if it's from last season or this season.
They're like watching the season back, and him and Robin are there like and Robin's like trying to placate him.
Yes, and it's not going well. I actually have another clip for you about that. Here, let me find it.
It's the one you shared?
Yeah, is your neck okay?
It always is not.
My neck really hurts, so I'm sitting sideways. Don't start with me.
Yeah, there might be a set adjustment
coming in 2024. We might have to adjust our
set. We have
old people bodies.
We have spent so much money on our couch, on our bed, on our pillows. I think getting old just fucking sucks.
Yeah, it hurts your body.
I feel like a rickety crickety old fucking man.
Yeah.
So much. Like,
which also,
I haven't even hit 30 yet.
It makes me feel better that you feel this way because you exercise all the time and I obviously do not.
Yeah.
But like I am also experiencing the rickety crickety. So I'm glad it's not just me. Like both of our bodies, I think, are just.
we got a long ways to go.
I know, we got to figure something out.
A long fucking way, and I am like, I need. It's not even a bubble. I just need like.
I need a neck brace and orthopedic shoes.
Mickey regularly tells me how good it would feel to lay on one of those torture devices where they stretch your body.
Yes.
Like
a human taffy puller.
Yeah, and sometimes I wonder. Also like sleeping like a vampire, like letting just all your neck and vertebrae let it release.
I regularly
might feel so good.
Fantasize about being able to remove my spine from my body and like crack it like a whip, just like realign all my vertebrae.
Oh shit! I bet that'd feel good, and then just put that bitch back in there.
Doesn't that sound so nice?
Oh, that sounds
just
nice.
have somebody like pull on both ends of it.
This is the let's get comfy. All right, we're gonna watch this clip Mickey just found for me.
I put this in the Discord, by the way, in the Sister Wife chat, but I'm curious about your take.
The Discord be popping. If you want to join the Patreon, I think that's the lowest tier if you want to get access to the Discord.
Link in the description.
Also, speaking of things that have helped, the humidifier has been a huge...
Are you going to talk about the humidifier again?
Yeah.
I do like the humidifier. I think you like it more than I do, but it does make a difference. It's on my side of
the bed.
You did catch my ass because
I purposely didn't turn it on the other night.
I was like not really a believer. My parents have a humidifier and we visited them for Christmas.
And they're like, wow, this is going to change your life. And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Okay, Mom, sure. And then I know. And you were like, I think we should get one. I was like, all right. So we got a humidifier and we use it for a few nights. And I'm like, okay.
Whatever.
And then I was like, it just doesn't really work. And I woke up yesterday morning feeling all like stuffy and gross. And I was like,
Victorian child.
I was like, don't say anything, Mickey. Like, just let Aaron have things, right? Like, he likes the humidifier. It's fine. And like, there's no need for me to be like, it doesn't work for me. Like, it's fine, right? And also because I know you, and if I say it doesn't work for me,
then I'm like, I hate it.
Well, we'll get a different one, or like, let's just get rid of it. And
we didn't buy a nice fancy one. I'll put it in the link.
No, it was a very simple, simple dimple little guy, but. And then you were like, it's because I didn't have it on last night. And I was like, fuck, it does work. It made me way less stuffy. It did.
Oh, man. All right. I don't care.
Please continue.
We're soft as bitches, and I'm fine with it. I lotion every day. I have to put face lotion. If I don't have face lotion on anymore.
That's just regular maintenance, my love.
I feel like my skin's going to fall off. I think it's crazy, though. I always wonder this because, I don't wash. I just use hand soap.
You use hand soap to wash your face and it drives me fucking nuts.
I don't use it to wash my face. I just have it in my hands and I splash it. And
but also you have better skin than I do, which makes me so angry. I have all of these skincare steps and all this stuff.
Which is crazy because I'm constantly exposed to bullshit.
Yeah, your skin should be fucked.
It should be.
Well, the skin on your hands is fucked.
Okay, that's eczema. Don't bring that up. Don't let everyone know about that. Don't look at them. They're small and they're cracked.
His hands are fine. All right, keep going.
I have laboring hand ointment now. Not the name brand.
Not O'Keefe's working hands.
Laboring
but Walgreens hands. Laboring
no,
hands.
No, Walgreens, get out of here. CVS.
Oh, CVS laboring hands. Sorry.
Walgreens feels Republican coded.
No,
CVS more.
I really think it's wholly dependent on who your insurance carrier is and if you have insurance at all.
Speaking of,
because we're CVS family because our insurance pays for our prescriptions to be filled at CVS.
Yes,
we used to be a Walgreens family when we had different insurance, and now we're not.
Oh, you're so right. I always wondered that. This is how much I don't remember the last time I had a prescription for something, but I'm like, why do we just change pharmacies randomly?
You're such a jerk for being so healthy.
But am I though? Can't even sit in a chair for work.
Yeah, maybe not.
All right. I'm loving this for Robin.
The first episode of the season, and discuss it with each other. She's specifically
Robin looks like
trying to destroy.
Robin looks like she is having the worst time.
Yeah.
I have already seen this clip, but this is rough. I might just put a picture up of this. Robin looks like I'm just waiting for death to come.
Yeah. Robin has had it in this clip.
Sister wife.
Wait, whoa, stop. Sister wife?
Yeah.
You need to stop making this about
wife, sorry.
Sister wives.
Okay, I know. Yeah, well, we had a family that was working together.
I know. Well,
they were trying to blame you and trying to blame me. And all those years in Vegas, we were all working together.
I know, but I'm trying to say you always point.
Also, oh my God. If you can hear that, I'm so sorry. The trash collecting people are just banging the trash bins down.
Now, the sister-wife relationships and never talk about your actual issues with wives.
Well,
hold on, pause. Hello?
From Robin.
Can we address that, please?
Robin said that.
Because this is the thing that Kody leverages this at all of his wives of you've been a bad sister wife, which is basically code for you haven't been very nice to Robin. Yeah. And they're all kind of what the fuck ever, right? Because first of all, fuck you, but second of all, that shouldn't be a reason. And even Robin now is you're always making it about sister wives and you're not talking about your relationship with them, which is wild.
Robin, I can't believe Robin said that. Robin,
I know.
Also, I did Robin just came in this they must have had a fight before this or something or
truly what is going on there?
I honestly, shit, that is good.
Well, lack of loyalty.
Well, that's different. You need to stop pointing fingers at sister wives.
Mary has struggled ever since she got catfished because she was a victim of the catfishing. She's not being accountable in
this is a
her own
different
way
episode.
for the problems or the discussion in that marriage, the discussions that we've had. Kody and Robin, I think it's awesome that you guys found each other
clip.
and just want to be together. I think you should own it and just say that. Well, Jeff, I think you're a victim of 20 hours of our life versus 365 days.
He was being nice.
She puts her hands over
his mouth. We
his
didn't
mouth.
want our family to break up.
I know.
Isn't that obvious?
Well, right, but you're not. He's not trying to be rude.
Jeff, you're reading too many tabloids.
Hey,
we didn't want this breakup. I didn't want this breakup.
I know, but he wasn't being rude.
I can't tell.
He's not.
I
Did you
can't
just
tell.
say that? Like, we like each other. That's true.
Kind, Kody. He wasn't trying to.
Sorry. Listen, I've gone through 3 divorces in 3 years. I'm not a happy camper, and I'm not nice.
Okay, high key though.
Like,
High key.
hello?
High key. Can we talk about the emotional toll? I'm not defending Kody or anything.
Sure.
But as like just a person, just as like a person, can you imagine the like
The emotional toll
your
that 3
brain-
divorces takes?
Your brain must just be mush. Like I can't even imagine having a relationship. Like I could never be in a
No.
relationship again.
No.
And also too, the crazy part to me is that he lashes out at everyone else.
Yes.
But then like if that was like me, I would just be like, I'm the worst human alive. Like I don't deserve romance or
Okay,
love.
but same,
or
though.
I would be like, I am unworthy. Like
I've ruined everything that I
but
touch.
also Robin going up there and being like, shut the fuck up, shut the
I
shut,
know.
shut your mouth, shut your mouth,
She
shut
is
your mouth.
so aware of the optics around his behavior, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Also, high key, comfiest I've been. Comfiest I've been.
Listen, I'm not
I
very
feel like I should be on the
comfy.
beach sipping on a sangria.
And you know I love that
Oh.
here. Maybe I should.
Try it. The water's nice. Come on in. Oh, what do you think? Do we have enough money to get a hot tub yet in the office?
Why are you like student council class president? Are we gonna get a
everyone
chocolate
gets a
milk
hot
vending
tub.
machine?
Everyone gets a hot tub in their classroom. And the teachers will only... Okay, so what is your opinion of
Okay, this
the
feels really nice.
bikini and beans thing?
Oh, Bikini Beans?
Yeah.
Listen.
How do we feel about that?
The people who work at Bikini Beans, get that bag.
Get
like,
that bag.
good for you. Get your coins, sis. And I'm proud of you and I love you and I hope that you're doing great in life. The old white cis het men who go to Bikini Beans, gross.
Who's their target
You're
demo,
yucky.
I wonder? Do you think they have good coffee too?
No.
You don't think they have good coffee?
No. No.
Yeah, the Robin and Kody stuff is just so interesting because I feel like they do genuinely. I mean, she would probably, if I was her, I'd be like, well, everyone else is leaving. I might as well just get out too while the getting's good.
Well, but that's the thing is that she has younger kids, and I think she's
Oh.
also financially dependent on Kody.
Is she? Oh yeah, because they have a lot of younger ones, don't they?
No, just 2.
God.
But still.
How many kids do they have total? Do you know?
4, 5?
Dude, can you imagine? I can't even imagine having one kid.
I can't even imagine having
I
one
can't even
kid.
imagine having one kid.
No, I can't even imagine having one more dog,
So what do you take?
let alone a whole human.
What do you take from that clip?
So I'm like torn because on one hand, the petty part of my heart is like sort of happy to see Kody and Robin falling apart because like
Yeah.
y'all did this, right?
Yeah.
But the more like fair part of my heart, it feels really bad for Robin, honestly, because
I feel like
I don't
she's, like,
think
stuck,
I
or,
don't
like-
think she intended for this to happen.
No, that's not my impression at all.
We've talked a lot on the streams about the importance of honoring simultaneous victimization and perpetration of harm.
Can you explain that a little bit? What do you like? Just happening to multiple people at the same time?
No, meaning that like in fundy culture especially, right? There's
Yeah.
sort of this conflict that people have with holding women accountable.
Okay.
Anna Duggar is the perfect example of this.
Oh, yes,
where
yes, yes.
she is very much being a perpetrator of harm and abuse against her children by continuing to stay married to a man who's a child molester and a terrible person, right? But at the same time, Anna Duggar has been robbed of her autonomy, her ability to think critically,
No education.
her ability to leave, her
Yeah.
resources, her community.
like-
She's
it's like having a little-
absolutely financially destitute without
Yeah.
someone from that family being tied to her, right? And also she has way more kids than she can feasibly take care of
Yeah.
logistically, financially, emotionally, spiritually. And so she's been victimized in a lot of ways where it's not quite that simple to just leave, right? Like she's doing the wrong thing by staying.
Yeah.
But I can also humanize and understand that in her mind, after being brainwashed for the entirety of her life, that this is the option that seems to make the most sense.
Yeah, and I think a parallel I'm coming to right now is, or something that sounds familiar, is the thing that say like small men marry great women.
Yeah.
Or like putting women in a cage.
Oh,
it feels like Kody,
the exotic bird in a cage thing.
Yeah,
yes.
I feel like all of these. I'm not saying these women are inherently good or bad or anything. Like just like as neutral people.
Yeah.
But like it just feels like. I
think we can agree they're better than Kody.
I can agree with that.
I think all of the wives, including Robin, are just better people than Kody.
To that. But I think it just really feels like Kody wanted to like collect these women almost as like little pokey cards, and then like when they fought back and like didn't want to be contained. Needs. Yeah. And like just like basic shit too. It's like that thing we talk about too, where like just like communication or just like caring,
like
compassion.
Literally just attend major surgeries that your children have.
Yeah.
Remember when their birthdays are.
Like, it's so sad to me to like, also that's why I am so interested, or it's like confusing to me for the women in these situations.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like they're getting the rawest, worst deal.
Yes. No, they definitely are.
Of this whole thing.
Well, and that's the thing that's really interesting about Robin is because she was the last to join, I think there's a good argument to be made for her ability to observe relationship patterns.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there are people in the Robin hater camp who will say that I'm giving her too much credit, but
is there Robin hate? Does all the women have haters and lovers?
Yeah. A lot of people hate Robin though. People call her Sobbin' Robin because she cries a lot on the show. That.
Okay, so for real though, I watched for about like that one episode was half an hour. Yeah. I think she cried like 6 times. She does
cry a lot, but also like, is that a crime? Is that bad?
No.
Like
also,
not necessarily.
But also too, when that's her whole life, like it makes sense why she'd be so distraught over her parents getting a divorce.
Yeah, okay. So like, her parents getting divorced. So let me make my point here, which is that I think there's an argument for Robin being able to observe the patterns in Kody's previous marriages.
Okay.
And recognizing that he values what he calls loyalty. What is actually just obedience.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. But he knows he can't say that.
Yes, but he values that above all, right?
Yeah.
He mostly just wants his ego to be stroked. He wants to feel like big man in charge.
That comes across in every conversation he has with everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think there's a case to be made for Robin recognizing that and being able to say like, okay, if you want to be married to an obedient wife, I'll show you obedient, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you whatever you want, especially because she had 2 children from a previous marriage and has a lot of shame, like self-admitted shame about having given away her purity.
Oh.
Because this purity talk that she gives is like really awful. And so I think for her, it's very much a potential that she saw being obedient, basically just like kowtowing and like lying, like manipulating Kody because he's probably pretty easy to manipulate because he's so transparent, as like a meal ticket and a safety ticket for her and her family. Yeah. Right? That like, I want to be part of this family. First of all, I want this like female friendship in this community with these other sister wives.
Friends.
I want someone to help me raise my kids. I want a husband who will take care of me and who will love me and who will treat me well.
Yeah.
And the way that I can guarantee that in this situation is by basically just parroting and mimicking whatever Kody asks for. Yeah. And that meant that he fell in love with her, that he was just obsessed with her. Yeah. And I don't think that was her intention. I think she did this probably more as like this is convenient and this works for now. And then he started to fixate on her and she was like, no.
Did too much.
I didn't want that. But it's too late.
Not like that.
Because there were already cracks in his relationships with all of the other wives and it all just fucking exploded. I think it all exploded. And now I think she's kind of caught in this situation of like, well, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah,
like where am I meant to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do kind of feel bad for Robin because I think in some way she might have like she might have girl bossed a little too close to the sun.
Yeah.
I think that's what
happened.
That's my official take.
I feel like this show has been a wonderful PSA of like why polygamy is awful, which is funny because our outset was to show how good it is when it works. But I feel like that's the same thing with polyamory too, though, is like when it's good, it's really good.
Yeah.
But like it can be really bad too. But that's like the same thing with all relationships.
Well, but I think with polyamory though, it's very much the thing where like if you go into polyamory because you just like ethically and morally believe, that like love is infinite and, fuck the relationship escalator and all of that stuff, then you have like pretty good potential for that to work. Obviously, humans are humans. We have trauma, we have baggage, we have like attachment issues. And so that's going to come up. But if you're like working on it and you're able to work through conflict somewhat effectively, you can kind of get past that. But if you are drawn to polyamory because you want to like spice up your marriage,
or this, like things were getting stale and they weren't working, and so we thought we would,
or like we don't love each other anymore, so we'll just date other people.
Oh yeah.
Like or our relationship is like having problems, and so I think us having sex with other people or seeing other people is going to fix it. It's like the Band-Aid baby thing.
It is the Band-Aid baby
like,
thing.
Like Polyamory is not a Band-Aid for your relationship problems. Like ideally, I think it's more of like a ethical orientation.
Totally. Than like a solution, or like a
it's like an orientation and not like a solution to a problem necessarily. And I'm sure that there are people that has worked for, and I'm not here to say that that's not real or whatever.
It's giving sex life.
That's none of my business,
Like when they go to the party.
Sex wife, yeah.
The couple.
Or sex life.
Sex life?
Yeah.
So that's what the show's called, right?
I called it Sex Wife.
Sex wife. It is kind of like sex. It is kind of like sex wife. Which then is an
accurate title for the show. Yeah.
The musician dude though is hot. Like.
Oh, Brad.
Yeah, Brad.
I know.
Annoying character.
Annoying.
I don't know though. He might actually be, after watching the show, I like him more than Cooper.
I kind of fell in love with Brad by the end of that show.
Yeah,
I won't lie to you.
honestly too.
I liked it.
Yeah.
He's just really hot and he's sweet. But also the thing that got me about that show, the thing that got me is that Brad sees her. Like he sees her in her wholeness as like a whole ass flawed person that he still is just
not
obsessed
the little
with.
Bird thing that Cooper wanted to do.
Exactly.
And so this like the thing where it's like, oh, if we go to this sex party, granted their friend, Cooper's friends are awful. Fucked up.
Awful. We should have an episode about sex life.
Okay.
Let's talk about that on an episode. If you guys haven't watched the show called Sex Life on Netflix, it is very explicit, to be clear. It's like very much tiptoeing the line of porn. But it starts out really cringy and a little weird, but it actually gets kind of sweet towards the end.
It's work its way. But also question.
What?
Just because it's a big thing in pop culture right now, I think we're probably on our way out of Sister Wives territory. Yeah. We'll leave that town behind. Mm-hmm. Do you have any weigh-ins, or is it an episode worthy, or how do you feel? What is your opinion on the whole Gypsy Rose thing going on right now?
I think people should leave her the fuck alone.
Agreed. It's really sad.
Well, so here's the thing. Like, again, it's the conversation about simultaneous victimization and perpetration of harm.
Okay.
Right? Her and her boyfriend, Nicholas.
She has a boyfriend still right now?
No. Or no, they were boyfriend, girlfriend at the time.
Because we watched that documentary, didn't we? Or
yeah, well, it was a dramatization.
Yeah.
There's other stuff about her, but I was obsessed with the details of this though. Before.
I'm not familiar with this at all.
Basically, the cliff notes are that Gypsy Rose's mom, Dee Dee Blanchard, had I can't remember the DSM term for it now. Fuck.
Munchausen by proxy?
Munchausen by proxy is not the DSM term, but that's what it is, basically. I think it's fictitious illness by proxy or something. I don't know. Basically, she would make up these stories about how Gypsy was sick.
Yes. Yeah,
she was forcibly medicating her. She had a feeding tube at one point. She had her teeth fucking taken out. Just all kinds of awful things that she was doing to this child from the time that she was a baby. She lied about her age more than once. She changed her government documents to change her date of birth. God. And anytime the doctor started to catch on, they would move. She grifted just probably millions of dollars of free shit and trips and a house and so much stuff just by parading her child around like a show pony. She abused this poor girl just beyond belief. And so obviously Gypsy Rose wanted to get out of this situation, and she ended up in an online relationship with this guy named Nicholas, who seems to have exhibited a lot of problematic and violent traits, like violent behaviors. Yeah. I'm not going to go into the details of it because it's pretty fucking graphic. It's pretty upsetting. Yeah. But they devised a plan together to kill Dee Dee and then eventually got caught and whatever. Yeah. But the thing, yes, Gypsy Rose did very much participate in what is actually a crime that's pretty horrific, if we're being honest. But also she was a victim, first and foremost, in my opinion. And real justice would have looked like anybody caring enough to ask questions about what the fuck is going on there. And I think the sad truth is that if she hadn't done that, she probably would have been the one to die. Yeah, I think Dee Dee would have killed her eventually. Yeah. And so it's just a shitty and sad situation. But I think her being sheltered to the degree that she was, and then also having been in prison for several years now
she's out on her own, she's an adult now, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Can you even imagine? She's so beyond sheltered and ill-equipped to be dealing with the media shitstorm that's going to come her way. And I think the kindest thing that we can do for her is to leave her the fuck alone.
Like let her fade, or like
let her fade into obscurity and have a life. Like let her live a normal life, as normal as she can anyways. Yeah. You know, trying to like not hurt anyone and just mind her own business and just be free. Cause like that's what she deserved in the first place.
It just so sucks. I think that's the thing where like meme culture and stuff is like so harmful, or like when it goes too far. Like these are still real people still, you know?
It's just all sad and shitty and weird.
Yeah, not to bum her out on the end of the episode.
Do you want to do some like recs or something?
Oh yeah, let's do some recs. Okay, so with your Max subscription, apparently all the Studio Ghibli movies are on there.
Yeah, I think most of them, if not all of them.
Yeah.
We watched Kiki's Delivery Service and it was so fun.
I think we're probably gonna film like that from now on because that was the most comfortable I've been.
I'm refusing to move.
Okay, so we're gonna reframe this now. It's like there's a lot to unpack here, and when you come home from a trip, you're tired and you have to unpack. But then when you finally unpack everything, and you get to finally sit down on the couch for the first real time, and you're like,
and do this number. Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing you got those dogs covered.
No free.
All right. Feet. You got any recs or anything? My rec is just like watching movies is so fun.
Yeah.
I like watching old movies. Like old media is so not for the nostalgia, I guess, or just
I love it for the nostalgia.
Yeah, me too. Stuff's just made different, you know.
It is.
Also, like hand drawn anime is
so good.
One of the greatest inventions. Of media. Like absolutely my favorite.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for not judging us for slouching with our rickety crickety old people bodies.
We're probably going to be doing this more often.
We're definitely going to rearrange the set after this. We love you the most. If you're watching this, well, you will be watching this in the new year. I hope your year is off to a fantastic start.
Don't forget to go back to the video about your predictions and stuff.
Oh, yes.
And put comments.
We put up a video last week about New Year's predictions and trends and our goals.
Any more info dump about Sister Wives?
Please info dump about Sister Wives.
Tell us.
Let us know what your thoughts and feelings are. We love you the most, and we will see you next week for another episode. Don't forget that we have these episodes on Thursdays. We live stream on Fridays, and then we got main channel content on Saturdays. So we'll see you there. Love you the most. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we're